Being honest. How many times people were called mean for just speaking their truth, right? What's the difference? Are you honest or are you mean? Let's break it down once and for all. It's very simple, guys. The ultimate difference between being mean and just speaking honestly. Okay? Let's go. So I'm not even going to make an introduction. I just want to dive right into that because I confirm, having been called a mean person my entire life for several reasons, my usual poker face, the fact that I was just setting my boundaries or speaking my truth or just saying no. What is being honest? Let's start by this. It lies in intentions. Being honest is living in your truth. It means that when asked, you will give out your honest and transparent opinion about things. Also, honest people have boundaries. They know who they are, they know what they want, and they tend to own their truth and who they are in an authentic way, which can be often taken for being a scary person, intimidating, or worse, mean. When really, you're just speaking your truth. You're just honest with people. You just know what you want, know what you don't want. When someone asks you for your feedback, your opinion on something, you just clearly, honestly give your true and transparent opinions. If someone asks you for a favor or cross your boundary, you will also state your boundary in a very clear way. And yes, this can be taken for being mean because you just said no, or you stated a constructive criticism regarding something that you didn't appreciate done to you, which is completely valid and has nothing to do with being a mean person. Let's look at what being mean has to do with. Being mean has to do with intentions. As I was saying before, being mean is having the intention of hurting the others. The difference is very clear. Being mean is having the intention of hurting others or having no intentions set at all. I made a video about how to bring value to the world when you speak and the importance of having clear intentions set, because when you don't have any intentions set, something very simple is gonna happen. Ego is going to barge in and take over everything. He's going to decide. So let's just say nonsense that's going to hurt other people. Let's say everything that crosses your mind without any filter. This is obviously going to end up saying mean stuff, unnecessary void, intergalactic void out there. Don't hesitate to have a look at this video that is really going to walk you through the very different simple things to check when you speak to make sure you're not being a waste of space, basically. So in the end, being mean is having no intention set at all or having the intention to hurt the other person. In addition to that, it is very important to take into account the fact that we live in a society that promotes codependency, which is the inability to separate from others, to realize that you are a full human being on your own and that you don't need to rely on others all the time to check if you are doing the right thing, if what you're doing is okay, because you can't just trust your own intuition and your own ability to exist. And self-abandonment, that is literally constantly putting others before us because apparently that's a virtue and that's brave and kind. And my favorite, people pleasing, which is wrongfully completely depicted as kindness, which is absolutely not kindness at all, and which is basically trying to please everyone around you, even if it means putting people first, abandoning yourself. So all this needs to be taken into account because this is going to explain why someone honest with clear boundaries, people who knows what they want and who they are, and stating it clearly will sometimes be seen as intimidating and sometimes even mean, because we haven't been educated to see emotional independence. We haven't been educated and raised to accept that this emotional independence and this speaking your truth for yourself, this is not something we are very comfortable with in this society. So obviously, when someone just tell you clearly the truth about how they felt about this or that situation, someone who is still deeply conditioned to all the elements that I stated before will probably think that this person is a bit weird or not very nice or a bit scary, not easy. In general, any negative comment, anything that is not 100% positive is often taboo in our society, as if we can only speak to each other in a 100% positive way. No, I'm sorry, when it comes to stating boundaries and constructive criticism, this is not always going to be 100%. We need to train ourselves to accept that, to allow people to give us constructive feedbacks, even if it's not 100% positive, but if it's our own good. We need to train ourselves to receive boundaries, to allow people to tell us no, and without feeling traumatized and rejected and like something is wrong with us. We just need to train ourselves to be mature human beings and get out of our childhood trauma, toxic patterns. Also, important point is that most of the time I saw a lot that things could get mixed up, that honesty could be taken for meanness and vice versa. It's very simple. You can be a very honest person, and as I said before, when asked, which means that sometimes people give out their opinion when no one asked, and you really need to make sure that someone asked for it before giving out your opinion. Again, don't hesitate to have a look at my video about bringing value to the world when you speak, to just make sure you are being relevant. I think in this situation, having strong and clear idea of what you want, who you are, and what you think about this or that topic or subject, you just need to make sure it is asked of you and not give out your opinion every time, especially when it's an opinion about someone really and this person really never asked you for anything. Just try to understand that when your personal opinion isn't asked about something, unless you have a very valid reason to speak, please consider keeping it to yourself, seriously. And finally, another point that I would like to make with you is that learn how to make a difference between the fact that you didn't like a comment that you took personally, which has to do with emotional immaturity, and the fact that the comment was mean or not. Objectivity has a lot to do with this. Making the difference between honesty and mean has a lot to do with objectivity in the end, and your ability to be tolerant. As I was saying before, we live in a society that is really demonizing everything related to be true to yourself. Dislike, really demonize anything that doesn't go our way. Someone just rejected you, but you were just not compatible, and you're gonna take it personally. And often in many tutorials that you can watch about how to get over rejection, how to get over a breakup, or this or that, you're gonna often see very common image to demonize the other person, whether it's an ex or just someone that stated a boundary with you, that said no. There is this demonization of this person, kind of a way to get over the hurts. You tend to demonize the situation. No, being emotionally mature is just accepting that this person doesn't want to date you or doesn't want to be your friend, or just stated a boundary, and they are not mean or evil or anything. They just stated a boundary. They just told you no. There is nothing wrong with them for doing something like that. So it has to do with emotional maturity and the ability to receive constructive criticism and receive boundaries and receive no, which is clearly something that we have not been educated to do. Clearly not. I know that I have not been educated on receive this no. Growing up, it's been really something hurtful, painful, something, it's mean, it's I would be very sad when people, I know when I was a kid I was very sad when people would just say no to me. I would really feel oh my god, like I was punched in the face, where really you really need to train yourself to just understand that people have the right to have boundaries and they have the right to state it with them. It doesn't make them a mean person. So basically it has a lot to do with with being objective and to be emotionally mature, to be able to tell the difference between if someone is being honest, just an honest person existing, living their life, or if right now you have in front of you someone who disrespected you, made mean and unnecessary comments. So I just wanted to clarify this in a nutshell. Being honest is having the intention to live in your truth no matter what. So you're gonna just speak your truth in an honest and transparent way and give your opinion about things in an honest and transparent way when asked of you, as opposed to being mean, which is having zero intention set whatsoever when you speak, or having the intention to hurt the others when you speak, to hurt their feelings. So I just wanted to clarify this. I hope that wherever you are, this is bringing you more clarity. I would love to have your feedback about this topic, and have you found yourself in a situation where you were very confused and you were struggling telling if you were just disrespected, or is it maybe you overreacting? It can be very confusing sometimes, and I would love to hear your feedback on this. So don't hesitate to leave comments, like and share the video if you liked it. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.